Hello everyone, welcome to Mifratech. So today in this section I'm going to explain Yelp review prediction project. So in this project mainly we are going to predict, there are three parts. The first part is predicting a review classification, like whether a particular review whatever you enter, whether it is a positive or negative, sentimental analysis we have to do. Next thing is whatever the review we enter, whether it is a fake or real, that is the fake review classification also will do. Two parts work. Third part is review translation, like whatever the particular review we enter, that will translate into your desired language. So there are some five or six languages there. You can select those languages and particular review will be converted to that translated into particular language, and the same audio output you will going to get as output in this Yelp review prediction project. So how to run the project, what is the exact output you will get, I already explained in the previous section. So in this section the backend code I will explain, like what is the exact data set we are using, and how to train the algorithms and what are all the algorithm using. All those things I'm going to explain you now. So first we'll go to directly project folder. So this is the project folder. The name of the folder is L preview prediction. Here what and all the things related to backend code means, first this final pickle model underscore fake.pkl. This is the algorithm which give the more accuracy for fake review classification, that we convert into a pickle file like a binary format. That is what it is. Next is final pickle model sentiment, like how for fake review one algorithm give the more accuracy, for sentiment also algorithm which give the more accuracy we convert into a pickle like a binary format. That is what the file generated. Next thing is requirements. So what are all the different packages needed both for front end with the version we have written inside this text document. Next is Help preview fake review detection, which is the same document will be used for the fake review detection backend code. This fake review data set used for that one. Next, Help review sentiment detection, which you'll use for the review detect sentiment classification. Next, Help sentiment review data set, which is the exact data set we are using for that sentiment detection. So these are the files related to backend code. So now I will show you how to before directly running the program. First, what and all the different packages needed both for front and back end we need to install. So in the command prompt we need to install. First, we'll open the command. Go to search bar, type here cmd. It will open the command prompt. Just double click on this one. It will open the command prompt. See here, the command prompt is open. Now we have to install all the packages required in the command prompt in the exact path where the Python has been installed in my system. So just go to the file manager now. So in this PC, go to local disk C. Inside that there is a file called program files folder. Inside that one there is a Python 36 and there is a script. So this is the exact path where the Python has been installed in my system. Now you have to copy the same path. Go to command prompt and type here cd, that is change directory. Paste that command, like path whatever you copied. Just click on enter. Now the path has been changed. Now we have to install those packages. So what and all the different packages need to be installed, that is I told it in the project folder. There is a text document requirement. Just double click on this one, it will open. So now observe, these are the different packages needed both for front end and back end in this whole project. So what is means, Flask, NumPy, Pandas, PyMySQL, NLtk, GTTS, that is Google Text to Speech, Play Sound, Google Translation, that is for Google Translator using Scikit-learn. So among all these packages, this PyMySQL and Scikit-learn, you have to install this particular version only. Other things you can install the latest version also, because if you are now using PyMySQL and Scikit-learn latest versions means there is a chance of getting error. So it is better you install these particular versions only. So for how to install, I'm going to show you. First, go to command prompt. So now type the command pip install. The first package is NumPy. So pip install. Type NumPy hyphen user. So after that, one command is over, just click on enter. See, this is the command you have to enter, pip install numpy hyphen user. So one more important thing is, when you are installing these packages for the first time in your laptop means internet should be connected to your system. So in my system is it already there, what it will show means requirement already satisfied. In your system it will not show requirement already satisfied, it will start downloading. After that it will show installed successfully, like that message you will get. So now you can see it is already there in my system. I am getting requirement already satisfied message here. So next thing is NumPy is over. So next is Pandas. So if you install next library means pip install the same command, instead of NumPy it is Pandas now hyphen user. So requirement already satisfied is showing nothing but the particular folder or package is already there in my system. The next thing is pip install numpy over pandas over. So next what required is we'll see here. So pandas numpy pandas over. Next is this scikit-learn, this exact version only. If you have to install this, just copy this exact line, come to the command prompt, pip install. After that, whatever you copied, just paste here. After that, hyphen user, click on enter. That particular version scikit will be installed in your system. So there is some changes is there here. What you have to do is, after pip install scikit-learn, this double colon, that double equals you have to give if you install particular version only means. See here, requirement already satisfied message you are getting is nothing but particular is already there. So here what we'll do is the one double equal will add here. So if double equal is there means you can directly copy paste there, not get any type of error there. So now you can see requirement already satisfied is nothing but the scikit-learn which is already there in my system. That is what the meaning of that. Next thing is pip install numpy over pandas over scikit-learn over. Next package what we have to install is Flask. So pip install, type here the pip install flask Flask, click on enter. So now Flask is also, it is showing requirement already satisfied. It is nothing but it is already there in my system. So next thing is after Flask we need to install PyMySQL. So PyMySQL, this exact version only you need to install. Just copy the enter line. After copying, come back to command prompt, pip install, paste that after hyphen user, click on enter. So see here, requirement already satisfied. It is nothing but the particular thing is already there in my package. PyMySQL is already there in my system. Next thing is Nltk we have to install. So type here pip install Nltk, that is natural language toolkit. All the NLP techniques available in this Nltk natural language toolkit. Just click on enter. See here, requirement already satisfied. It is nothing but the particular package is already there in my system. So next thing what I required is GTTS and a play sound Google Trans. These things we have to install. So next is GTTS. How to install means pip install, type now GTTS. So this is the thing we have to write, pip install GTTS Google text to speech, that is click on enter. See, requirement already satisfied. It is nothing but it is already there in my system. So next we have to install is play sound. So how to install means pip install, the command we have to enter play sound, PLAYSOUND, play sound hyphen user, click on enter. See, requirement already satisfied. So it is also there in my system already. So next we left with final command. This one is Google Translator, which will use for the translation here. So here pip install, after that just type that package Google Trans New, after that hyphen user, click on enter. So requirement already satisfied. It is nothing but the particular package is already there in my system. So what and all the different packages needed both for front and back end have installed in my command prompt. So next thing is just close this one, close this requirement text document also. Now which is the backend code we have to run this, or here like I told there are two parts. First we have to explain, that is how fake review detection is working, sentiment detection, both backend code I have to explain. Translation will explain in the, while I'm explaining the front end code I will explain. So this backend code first will explain the how this exactly the review sentiment detection will work. So for that what we have to do is first the program we have to open. Just right click on the Yelp review sentiment detection, edit with open. If it is not showing edit with IDE means just click on open with Python. After that this will come, just close this one. Now I can right click on, you will get edit with IDE, edit with 3.6. So now the program will open. See here, this is exactly the backend code we written for the say Yelp review sentiment detection. So now the first part in the program is what and all the different packages we are using in the project need to be imported. So import numpy as np. So I'm importing numpy library and storing as the alias name np. So why exactly numpy is requirement? if you are using any kind of a mathematical operation or using end-dimensional array means all those things will be available inside the NumPy library. So I'm importing. Next thing is import pandas as PD. Here I'm importing pandas library, storing as alias name PD. So why pandas required means whatever the data set we are using in the project, in order to load the data set to the program, we have to check is there any null values or duplicate values, in order to check how many rows and columns is there. So in order to do all this data pre-processing or analyzing techniques, all those available inside the pandas library. So I'm importing that one. Next thing is here mainly this review is nothing but a text. So in order to handle textual document, we cannot directly give to any machine learning algorithm this textual document. What we have to do is we have to remove in every review whatever we enter, we have to remove different kind of punctuations or symbols present. So in order to remove all those punctuations or symbols, this import RE, that is regex or regular expression technique, will help us to do that one. So I am importing. Next, all the NLP technique, Nltk technique, that is converting your review text sentence into list of words, removing stop words, lemmatizing, all those techniques available in Nltk library. So I'm importing that one. Import Nltk natural language toolkit. So next thing is, while you are executing the program, if you'll get any warnings means we should ignore those warnings. So how to ignore means import warnings, warnings.filter warnings of ignore. So these two lines will help us to do ignore any warnings that will come whenever you're running this program. So next thing is, in this program, later section of the program, we are going to remove stop words from the every review. Again, there are stop words will do remove, and again all the sentence will convert into a list of words that tokenize will do. Again after that, lemmatization will do, that is converting into a dictionary or lemma form. So in order to do all these things, some reference we needed from the toolkit, that Nltk toolkit. All those things I'm going to download now. So nltk.download of stop words. So this will give me the list of stop word present in the Nltk library. Next is nltk.download of punkit. This will give to convert your sentence into a list of words. Tokenizer, it will help. Next is nltk.download of wordnet. This is in order to do the lemmatization. This is a reference we'll use. So all these three things need to be downloaded. After that, next step in the program is everything is imported. We have to load whatever the data set we are using in the project in the program. So before that, I will show you exactly what data set we are using. Go to the project folder. So for sentiment detection, which is the data set we are using, this is Yelp review sentiment review data set. Yelp sentiment review data set. Just double click on this one. The data set will open. So this is the exact data set we are using in this project. So here in this data set, there are different columns is there, but we are not using all the columns. We are using only the stars column and text column. Only these two columns we are going to use in this project. So this text column will become our input data. Like these are text is nothing but each review is there. For each review, what is the star rate is given from 1 to 5. Some different star rating is given. Based on this star rating only, finally we'll predict whether the particular review is a positive or negative. If it is less than 4 means it will be negative. Greater than 4 and 5 is nothing but it is a positive review. That is how we are going to classify them finally. So these two columns we'll use in the program. So now I will show you how many rows of data present in this data set. There are entirely, one second. So there are totally 10,007 rows of data entirely present in my this Yelp review sentiment review Yelp sentiment review data set, which I am using for the sentiment detection here. So now I will close this one. We'll go to the program again. So inside the program, so now I have to load the data set. So that data set what I have shown you, that is in the extension CSV, that is comma separated value. In order to load that type of data set, we have to use this function, that is pd.read_csv. So the name of the file is Yelp review Yelp sentiment review dataset. That is the name of the dataset. Extension CSV should be enclosed either in single or double quote. So this line is going to load our dataset to the program. I'm going to store it in a variable review data. So now my dataset has been loaded and stored in a variable review data. Now print of review data.shape. So what this line will do is it is going to print number of rows and column present in my dataset. Next thing is print of review.headof. So what this headof function will do is it is going to print starting 5 rows of data from my dataset, starting from index 0 to 4, 5 rows of data it is going to print. If you want to print more number of rows means inside the size function, if you print 779 means 779 rows, it will print 77 means 77, like that. Whatever the number you enter inside the head function, that many rows it is going to print there. So next thing is, the like I told in the data set, and all the columns I'm not using, only 2 columns. So only those 2 columns I will separate out and store in a variable. So from my review data set, only the text column and stars column, only these two columns I'm using. So I'm separating that down and stored in a variable data. So now onwards I will handle only these two columns, so stored in a variable data. Next, print of data dot head will print only starting 5 rows of data starting from index 0 to 4 from only these two columns now, because it is data I'm printing. Next thing, print of data dot shape will print number of rows and column present in my new data. Next thing is in your data set is there any duplicate values, means we have to drop them. So how to drop means data dot drop underscore duplicates of. So this drop underscore duplicate function will drop any kind of duplicate values present in your data set. So after dropping, I'm going to store it in the same variable data here. So next thing is, in order to cross check is there any reduction in number of rows are there after dropping duplicates, I will print the shape of data again. So print of data dot shape again give number of rows and column present in my data set. So next thing is, in your data set is there any null cells present or empty cells present, means you have to drop check. How to check means this print of data dot is null of sum of. So this function is going to print in each column how many null cells present, that count value you are going to get as the output here. So in case present means null cells, how to drop them. So data dot drop now function will drop any kind of null cells present in your data set. So after dropping, we have to check again is there any null cells present in the data set. So how to check means again print of data dot is null of sum, again print a number of null cells present in each column. So now up to here whatever I done, it is like a data analyzing, data pre-processing or data cleaning, you can tell anything. I just did all those techniques. So next thing is here, like I told, a text column will have the all the review text, stars column have the reviews from 1 to 5, but finally our output I should get either it is a positive or negative review. So what I will do means all these stars value is starting from 1 to 5 is there. So when it is stars 1 to 3, only these three values means I have to give classify them as a negative. If it is only 4 and 5 means I should classify them as positive. So that is what I'm going to do. So how to do means I have to access all the rows data. So for index comma row in data dot iter row. So from my entire data now new data set, iter rows will going to fetch all the data one by one, all the rows of data. That index value will be stored in a variable index. All whole row data will be stored in a variable row. So now I which row data I want means stars column. So row of the stars column data I am fetching and stored in a variable stars. If that particular stars column, the first value, if that particular value is equal to 1 or 2 or 3, if in case R condition means if any one of the true is also, condition will be true. If it is either 1, 2 or 3, if anything is true means at that place, at the place of say I'm storing one variable, I'm creating sentiment, at that place I'm going to store the value is negative. This particular negative I'm going to replace in my stars column. So data dot location of where whichever the index value I fetched now, at that particular index only, at the stars column I'm going to store sentiment is nothing but negative will be stored. This is when the stars value is 1, 2 or 3, if anything is. So it is not 1, 2 or 3 means either it is 4 or 5. So that is in the else part. If it is 4 or 5 means sent at that place of sentiment I am going to store positive. So I will replace in my original data set. So data dot location of index, particular index only, at the stars column I am going to replace this sentiment. So this what I did, this happened only for one row of data. So as I like stored all of them is present inside a for loop. So now it will fetch all of data. So almost all 10,000 something of rows of data is there. For all rows of data, like this will be happened. So finally in the stars column I will have either positive or negative only. So finally when I print my data, I will get either in positive or negative in the stars column, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now what I did is I converted all the 1 to stars 1 to 5 to according to condition, like 1, 2, 3 is there is negative, 4, 5 is positive, I converted. So now also I have to do one more conversion, that is none of the algorithms accept the textual data. So what I should convert means whatever my output column now positive negative is there, now I have to convert into again numerical value. So now what I will do means whenever one positive is there I convert into 1, negative is there means 0. So a dictionary first I will create. So stars is equal to a dictionary I am creating. So whenever negative comes, value I will assign for that key is 0. Whenever positive comes is 1. So according to this dictionary I am going to replace in my original data set. So data dot stars, at this column only I am replacing stars of. So according to the stars of item, first item in from my data.stars I'm replacing. So this will replace whenever in my stars column data set, whenever negative means it will replace 0, positive column is 1. So after replacing all the data, when I print data in the stars column, I will now have only 0 and 1. 0 means negative, 1 means positive. So like this I converted my stars column in the data set. So once it is done, the next thing what we have to do is we have to apply the NLP techniques. So before applying the NLP techniques, up to this much output I will show. How to run means just click on run module F5. If you make any changes means you have to save before running the program. So up to this much output I will show now. So now observe. So what this you can see here, this download package is nothing but like I downloaded stopwords, punket and wordnet, right? That is what it is showing. All are up to date it is showing. So next thing is I printed data shape. When I print review.shape, number of rows and columns present in my data set it is printed. There are 10,007 rows and 7 columns present initially. When I print review.head, starting 4 rows, like this 5 rows starting from index 0 to 4 it has printed. So among all these things, 7 columns, I'm using only 2 columns. I separated out. After that I print the again. So when I print data.head, starting 5 rows 0 to 4 it has printed, but it is only 2 columns. Here text and stars column is there, so only these 2 columns I want. So 10,000, when I print shape, there are 10,007 rows and 2 columns is there. So after that I drop the duplicate values. Again when I print the shape, now it is getting 10,005 rows and 2 columns. So there are initially 7 rows is there, 10,007, now it is 5. It is nothing but there are 2 rows of duplicate values were there. I remove them. After dropping I check is there any null cells. So you can see in the text column also 0 null cells, stars column also 0. In case presence also I dropped, again I check the null cells, now it is 0 only. So up to this much over. Next thing what I did means in the stars column, whenever 4 5 come I will replace them positive. Whenever 1 2 3 is there means I replace them negative. After that I printed that one. When I print the data, now you can see in the stars column I will have only positive and negatives here. Only positive negative is there, not 1 2 3 4 5. After that what I did, whenever the positive come I will replace by 1, negative means 0. After that when I printed data again, now you can see at the place of positive 1 is there, whenever negative is there at that place 0 is replaced. So up to this much I did, and this much I have explained now. So next what we'll do is we'll proceed with the rest of the program. So the next rest of the program is nothing but we have to use different NLP techniques to clean our each review data. So what we have to do is for each review data, first we have to remove all kind of different punctuations or symbols present. After that we have to remove different kind of stop words present in entire review. After that first before removing the stop words we have to convert sentence into least stop words. After that removing stop words. After that we have to do the lemmatization. Next we have to convert either to lowercase or uppercase. Here in this project we are converting all the letters in the sentence into lowercase. All these things we have to do. So before directly applying to my data set, I will take one examples. I will show you how exactly they will work. Later I will combine every technique and apply it to my data set. So first is one example I am taking. First, removing of a different kind of punctuations or symbols. So S is equal to an example sentence I am taking within double quotes. Here this sentence contains different kind of symbols and punctuations. So what is the sentence in between is there means hello please attend the class is there. So this for this I will apply that removing of punctuation. So I told with the help of this RE regex or regular expression technique will help us to do that one. So RE dot sub of substitute, or this is the exact syntax we have to use. So whenever any kind of symbols or punctuations will come, you will just replace them with nothing. Then for which data I am applying is for this sentence. Finally I will get a clean data. So clean data is nothing but only alphabets and numerical values there means I will store it in a variable s. When I print s, this is the exact output I will get. See here, hello please attend the class is there. So initially there are different kind of punctuations present in symbols there. After removing all of them I get only the sentence. Here only alphabets were there. Hello please attend. Numerical value is there means also it will display, but is not there. So it is getting me hello please attend the class. So this is how the regex will work in order to remove punctuation. The same technique I will use later section of the program to apply to my data set. So next thing is converting a sentence into a list of words. So how to do this? nltk.word tokenize. So this is the exact technique I'm using. So now I will apply to one sentence. So hello, how are you? This is the example sentence. I'm applying that one. So when I apply this word tokenize to this sentence, it will give me a list of words present in this whole sentence. I will store it in a variable k. When I print k, this is the output you will get here. Hello, please. Hello, how are you? So hello is a separate word. How are you? All are four are different separate word as a list I'm getting. So this is how exactly the tokenizer will work. Later I will apply this technique to my data set also. So next thing is, once you convert a sentence into a list of words, next we have to check is there any stop words present in the in my review data or any sentence. So what is stop words? Is that common words present in the English languages. So we have to first see what and all the different stop words present in this data NLTK toolkit. So from nltk.corpus import stop words. So stop words dot words of English. So I'm fetching all the stop words present in English language. I will store it in a variable stop word. When I print that stop words, see here, from here to here, whatever the words is there, all the nothing but different stop words present in English language for NLTK toolkit. So if I, me, my, myself, we, our, whatever you are seeing, if any kind of these words present in my review data means I'm going to remove them from my original data. So these, because they are the common sentence which will not help us to predict the output. So in order to increase the efficiency of our model, I'm just removing all these stop words. So that is, this is the base I'm using a reference. So next thing is, now how to remove these stop words means, for an example a sentence I will apply. So here sentence is equal to COVID-19 pandemic impacted many countries. This is the example sentence I'm taking. For that I will first we cannot apply it to sentence, we have to convert into a list of words. So tokenizer I will apply. nltk.word tokenizer a sentence I'm applying. For this sentence it will give me a list of words stored in a variable words. So now w for w in words, if that here observe here, w for w in words, if that w is not in stop words, what I am doing is here, apart from the stop words, what and all the different thing words is there from this sentence, only those words I'm going to store it in a variable words. When I print words, apart from the stop words, only remaining words will be I will get as the outputs here from that sentence, particular sentence. These are the different words apart from the stop words I got here. COVID-19 pandemic impacted many countries, economy stressful. Initially what was there, has is there, it and what, so different thing is there. It all, like all those stop words has been removed. I got only these imported words only from there after removing the stop word. So next thing what we have to do is we have to do the lemmatization. So how to do the lematizer means, first we have to import the techniques. From nltk.stem import wordnet lemmatizer. So I'm importing the lemmatizer. I will create an object of it. So wordnet lemmatizer of an object I'm creating stored in a variable lemmatizer. So now for an example sentence I will apply. So input str is equal to been had done languages cities mice. This is the example sentence I'm taking. Here also we cannot apply to sentence, we are convert into list of words. So nltk.word tokenizer for this input string, that sentence I'm converting a list of words stored in a variable input str. So now I will fetch one word after the other because as a list of words using the for loop. So for word in input str, each word I'm fetching, for that I will apply the lemmatizer. Finally I'm printing directly. So print of lemmatizer, that lemmatizer for each word I'm printing. When I print, what the lemmatizer is doing is here been had done, both of them like as how I'm done, they like that only. But you can see this languages cities mice were there, what it has converted after doing lemmatization, languages converted into language, cities converted into city, mice is converted into mouse. So all of a plural was there, now converted into singular. So this is how a dictionary format, it will convert all the different words present in the data. So this technique also I will apply later section of the program for all the different words present in my each review data. So now for all the techniques I applied one on for applied for some example data. Now I will directly apply to my entire data set. So I have to fetch all the data present in my entire data set one after the other. So with for loop I will use. So for index comma row in data dot iter rows, I like I told, data dot iter rows will give me all the rows of data one after the other. The index value of the row will be stored in index variable, all the row data will be stored in variable row. So first, finally after applying all the technique, a filter or a clean sentence I will go, so that I should store somewhere. So filter sentence is equal to opens and closes single quote as empty string I created. In the later section I will store that filter sentence in this variable only. Next, I want only the text in the entire data set. There is like stars column is also there, text column is also there, but I want only text column. So row of the text column data I'm fetching stored in a variable sentence. So first review data text will be stored in a variable sentence. Now have to apply removing the star like punctuation. So re dot sub of, so this will remove all the punctuation from this sentence. The clean sentence I will store it in a variable sentence. Now I have to tokenize, like convert into a list of words. So Nltk word tokenize of, for this sentence I'm applying, it will convert a list of words that I will store it in a word. So now I have to remove stop words. So w for w in words, if that particular word is not in the stop word, only those words I'm storing as a list in the variable words. So now I have to do the lemmatization. So for loop I will use, for word in words will fetch one word after the other from the list of words. For that word I have to do the lemmatization, and next all of them I should combine as a sentence. So this empty string filter sentence I'm using, plus joining the sentences after everything there is a gap empty string I'm adding, plus all of after lemmatizing I should add it as a string format. So str of lemmatizer dot lemmatize of, this for this word lemmatization I'm doing. Finally all the letters in the word are the, I should convert into lowercase. So dot lower of function will convert all the letters present in the word into lowercase. Finally I'm joining. So the finally the filter or clean sentence available in a variable filter sentence. So now I should replace in my original review data, whichever the particular row data I fetch at that particular location only, I should replace this clean data. So data dot location of index value, at that index value only at the text column this filter sentence I'm replacing. So this what I did, it has done for the one review. So as everything present inside a for loop, now for all 10,005 rows of data it is going to apply all those things. Finally I will get only a clean data that I will store it in a variable. Finally I will print data dot head. So starting 5 rows of my clean data it will print. So when I print, this is the output you will get. See here what you are getting in the text and use case. So all the textual data is there, all are in lowercase, and there are no stop words is there. Lemmatization also be done, and none of them has any kind of symbols or punctuation. So all the techniques has been applied successfully here. So when I print data, this is the output you will get. So next thing what we have to do is we have to separately store our input and output column to some variables. So first, so like I told, my output column is stars, input column is text column. So data dot text column I will store it in a variable x, data dot stars column I will store it in a variable y. So finally x is my input column, y is my output column. I will print my input and output column x and y. So when I print x, this is the output it will print. See here only textual data is there. When I print y, only 0 1 is there. So 1 is positive, 0 means negative, stars column. So next thing what we have to do is here whatever the data set we have here, after doing everything, all the data set will not directly give to train our algorithm. What we will do is in the entire data set either 80% or 70% of data will give for training, remaining 20 or 30% will use for testing. So in order to split our data either in 70-80 ratio, sorry 70-30 ratio or 80-20 ratio, a technique we should use that I am going to import now. So from sklearn.model underscore selection, import train test split. So this is the exact technique we'll use in order to split our data set. So now I will call the technique. So train test split of the first parameter I'm passing is x, that is my input column, y my output column. Next parameter is test size. So how in which ratio you should split the data, that test size will decide. That I'm giving 0.2 is nothing but 20%, 0.3 if you are giving me 30%. So 0.2 here I'm giving is nothing but it is going to split data in the ratio 80-20 ratio. Next parameter is random underscore state. It is nothing but number of times shuffling the data. That value I'm giving 0 here. I is nothing but I'm not shuffling the data. Finally when you execute this line, you are going to get 4 different output. So I'm going to store it in 4 different variables. X train, it is going to store 80% of my input data. X test will have 80%, 20% of all the data from x, that is input column. So from y output column, 80% data will be stored in y train, remaining 20% data stored in y test. So this is how exactly the data will be split. Now you know data is splitted in the ratio 80-20, but you don't know exactly 80% means how many rows it has taken, 20% means how many rows it has taken. In order to cross check, I will print the length of each variable. So print of x train, that is length of x train will print the number of rows present in x train, like that length of x text, length of y train, y test. So it is going to print like number of rows present in all these variables. When I print, this is the output you will get. See here what it has printed, x train length is 8004 rows. So among 10,005 rows, 80% means 8004 rows it has taken, 20% means 2001 rows. Similarly y train means 8004 to 20% means 2001 rows. This is how exactly the splitting has done here. So next thing is Once everything is done, so next now also after splitting also in the text column what we have is in xtrain, what we have is xtrain or xtext, only textual data we have in xtrain or xtext. Now what I should do means none of the algorithm in the machine learning will accept this textual or string data. We should convert into numerical data. So for this, as these are in order to handle these textual documents, there are some NLP technique is there, like natural language processing techniques. We'll call it them vectorizer. So I will use some of the vectorizer now to convert this text into a vector format, like a numerical value. So what techniques I'm using is count vectorizer and TFT transformer combined I'm using. This count vectorizer, when you apply give any textual as an input, it will give me a numerical vector format, like for each value, like each word in the sentence, it will assign some numerical value like 0 1 to something. Finally it will give me a vector format. For that I apply TFT transformer, so that all the integer value will be converted into some floating value, so it will help us to increase the accuracy of our model. So this count vectorizer and TFT transformer will apply continuously. After converting into numerical data, we have to give it to algorithm to train. So next we have to apply algorithm. So all these processes should happen one after the other. So what I will do is I will create a pipeline. So first in that pipeline, count vectorizer will apply. After the TFT transform, after that it should apply to algorithm. So combining all the things, a pipeline I will create. So now all these techniques I'm going to import now. So from sklearn.featureExtraction.txt import TFT transformer I'm importing. Next from sklearn.featureExtraction.txt import count vectorizer I'm importing. Next thing is different algorithm I'm using in this project, I need to apply, like import. See here in this project, finally my output is either positive or negative. Only this will call it as classification. So for these things, classification algorithm we need to use. So all the classification algorithm I will import now. So from sklearn.navybase import multinomial navybase. I will create an object of it, multinomial nb of stored in a variable clf1. So this is one of the classification algorithm stored in a variable clf2. Next in clf1, from sklearn.linear model import logistic regression stored in a logistic regression on object I am creating stored in a variable clf2. Next from sklearn.ensemble import random forest classifier. So random forest classifier of, it will take one of the parameters n underscore estimators, that is number of trees it will take to predict. That out value I'm giving 500. So this value, for this value it is giving the more accuracy, so I kept it as 500 only. So now at that I will store it in a variable clf3. Next thing is from sklearn.neighbors import k neighbors classifier, that is my knn algorithm. So that also object I have to create. So k neighbors classifier, it will take one of the parameters n neighbors, that is number of nearest neighbors it will take to estimate the output. That value I'm giving 5. You can give 5 3 7 9 any value. For this value it is giving the more accuracy. I stored in a variable clf4. Next from sklearn.tree import decision tree classifier. Decision tree classifier an object I'm creating stored in a variable clf5. Next from sklearn.svm, that is support vector machine, import svc, support vector classifier algorithm I'm importing. svc one object I'm creating, it will take one of the parameter kernel, so that value I'm giving linear here. Finally stored in a variable clf6. So from clf1 to clf6 all the 6 classification algorithm I stored. So next thing is a pipeline I have to import. So from sklearn.pipeline import pipeline. So now I imported pipeline also. Now I have to create a different pipeline. So first pipeline of the first parameter vectorizer, count vectorizer and object creating. Next TFD IDF, that is TFD transform. It will take one of the parameter, that is normalization. I'm giving L2 value for increasing the accuracy. Next thing is CLF, the classification algorithm I'm using is CLF1, that is multinomial navy base. So after that I will close thing. So finally I will store this pipeline in a variable model1. So model1 is nothing but pipeline which will use the navy base algorithm. Next thing is same. Next I will create the same pipeline, only algorithm changes every time. So pipeline of count vector as a TFT as same clf2 now, that is logistic regression stored in a variable model2. Next model3 clf3, that is my random forest. Next model 4 clf4, that is my knn. Next model 5 decision tree. Model 6 is sv. So for all this different 6 algorithm I used in secrets, these 6 different pipelines I store given a name starting from model 1 to model 6. All the 6 algorithm pipelines I have created. So now how to train them. So how to train these algorithms means model 1 dot fit of help us to train the algorithm. Which data I will give is only 80% of training data. So x train comma y train. So this line will train the navy base algorithm. Next model 2 dot fit will train x train comma y train will train logistic. Next model 3 dot fit x train y train will train random forest. Model 4 will train knn. Model 5 will store like train decision tree, model 6 dot fit extra and white and we store SVC. So all the 6 algorithm I have trained. So after training all the algorithm, we have to predict output from the trained algorithm. So how to predict the output means model 1 dot predict of x underscore test. So here in order to predict the output, I'm giving x test, that is only 20% of input data I'm giving as the input. So it will predict the output, that I will store it in a y prediction, prediction 1 variable. So this is the predicted output from Navy based algorithm. Like that I will do for model 2, model 3, model 4, 5, 6. So all the 6 algorithm predicted output I will store from variable model in the variable prediction 1 to prediction 6. So I have also predicted output from trained algorithm now. So next thing is we have to evaluate these algorithms. Nothing but we have to calculate the accuracy of each algorithm. So how to calculate means from sklearn.metrics import accuracy score. So this is the exact technique I will use in order to find the accuracy of each algorithm. So now I will find so accuracy score of that first parameter I am passing is y test. That is my actual output. 20% output I stored in y test, right? That is the actual output, comma prediction 1, that is the predicted output from Naive Bayes algorithm. So this accuracy score will compare actual output and predicted output, and it will give the some accuracy value in a decimal, like floating value 0.53, 0.63, some value it will give. I will store it in a variable accuracy. Finally I should print the accuracy. So print accuracy of Naive Bayes. Wherever the flower base is there, at that place accuracy will be replaced. I want up to 2 decimal points. So colon.2f will restrict my accuracy up to 2 decimal point. I want in percentage. So dot format of accuracy I'm multiplying it by 100. So it finally print accuracy in percentage. So now what I did for naive Bayes algorithm, I have to calculate accuracy of all the rest of the 6 algorithms. So accuracy of logistic, random forest, KNN, decision tree, SVC. So all the 6 algorithm accuracy I have printed. So now I will show you what is the accuracy I got. Now you can see the accuracy of all the 6 algorithms. So accuracy of naive Bayes is 69, logistic 84, random forest 79, KNN 67, decision tree is 70, accuracy of SVC support vector classifier 84.46. So among all these algorithms, 6 algorithms, SVC is giving the more accuracy of 84.46%. So 84% accuracy it is giving. So among all the 6 algorithm which gave the more accuracy is SVC. So now I will convert into a binary like a pickle model. So how to convert means import joblib. So joblib dot dump of so model 6. So model 6 you can see is nothing but that is my SVC. So SVC is the algorithm which gave the more accuracy. I am converting into a pickle model. The name of the model I am giving final pickle model underscore sentiment, because this is the algorithm we will use for the prediction of sentiment classification, extension PKL. So after executing this line, a pickle model will be generated automatically. In the project folders here, there is a pickle model, you can see here final pickle model underscore sentiment. So this is what generated after executing that particular line. So next thing is we have to load it back. So how to load it back means, so here whatever we done, whether it is successfully converted or not, in order to cross check I will load it back. So joblib.load up, the name of the file is final pickle model underscore sentiment extension pkl. So the name I will store it in a variable final middle. Now final model dot predict extract I am giving stored in a variable pred. Accuracy I will calculate. So accuracy score of y test y pred. Finally I will print accuracy of my final model is up to 2 decimal point in percentage. So now you can see my accuracy of my final model is 84.46, which is same as SVC. So now whatever the conversion I did, it has been done successfully. So now it is nothing but finally I trained all the algorithms. So finally the SVC algorithm gave the more accuracy. I converted into a pickle model for final prediction I will use in the front end. So this is what the backend code we written for Yelp review sentiment classification. That is whether the particular review is positive or negative. For that, this is the backend code we had trained here. So now I will close this one. We'll go to project folder. So here Yelp review sentiment classification I will explain. Now how fake review detection will work I will explain. It is almost same as the sentiment, only so few changes will be there, that I will explain. So which is the folder means Yelp fake review detection. This is the Python file we'll use for fake review detection. Just right click on this one, edit with IDLE 3.6. So now the program will open. So once the program open, see here, the first step in the program is exactly same as the Yelp preview, whichever the sentiment detection I use. I'm importing NumPy, pandas, the regular expression, Nltk, warnings in order to ignore the warning, stop words, bucket, word not, everything is same. So now only difference is the data set is different here for fake review detection. So which is the data set I'm using is come here. The name of the data set is Yelp fake review dataset. Just double click on this one. It will open the data set. So now observe, this is the exact data set we are using for fake review detection. So here in this data set, we are not using all the column, only this deceptive column and text column. These are the only two column we'll use in the program. So in this deceptive column, we have output truthful or deceptive. Truthful is nothing but it is a real review. Deceptive means fake review. Text is the review text is there. There are totally in this data set 1600 rows of data is there. So this is the exact data set we'll use for the fake review detection. So now I will close this one. We'll go to the program again. So now whatever the data set I just shown you, we have to load it in the program. So Yelp fake review dataset dot extension csv I'm loading. Finally I'll print the shape and head. So like I told, only two column I'm using. So review data of which column is text and deceptive column. So finally I took whatever the different column I'm using here, stored in a variable data. So next I will print head, check, drop the duplicate, check the null cells. After that I drop the null cells also. After that here in the deceptive column we have textual data, either truthful or deceptive, but we want numerical data, either 0 or 1 we want, because algorithm will not accept textual data. So I will create a dictionary. So deceptive a dictionary I'm creating. In the dictionary, wherever deceptive come, you should replace 0, I'm adding value. For truthful key, I'm adding value 1. So according to this dictionary, I will replace them in my original data set. So data dot in deceptive column, data deceptive of item, for item in data dot deceptive. So what it will do is, whenever in my original data set deceptive come, it will replace by 0. Whenever truthful come, it will replace 1. So finally it will be replaced as 0 and 1. Finally we will print that clean data. So when I run this one, I will show you after this much what is the output you will get. So now see here, this updating NLT, that stop words, punctuate, all those things same as the previous one. It is already up to date. Next, when I print data dot shapes, here there are 1600 rows and 4 columns is there. Among them, only 2 columns I am using. After that, I separately took them and printed. Now you can see when I print data dot head, I print starting 4 rows, like 5 rows of data starting from index 0 to 4 it is printed. After that, only 2 columns which I am using separated out. When I printed data dot head, starting 5 rows it is printed starting index 0 to 4. Now you can see only text and deceptive columns, only these 2 columns we left out. Next, when I print shape, 1600 rows and 2 columns is there, only these 2 columns. Next, after that I drop the duplicates. After dropping the duplicates, what I'm getting 1596 is nothing but there are 4 rows of duplicate data over there. I drop them. I check the null cells. Now you can see in text and deceptive column 0 is 0, nothing but there are no null cells. In case present also I dropped, I again checked, it is 0 only. After that I converted that deceptive column truthful into 1, deceptive into 0. After that, when I print the data, now you can see at the deceptive column 1 and 1 is there, only 1 and 0 data will be there. So up to this much is over. Next thing is, whatever the text that review data in the text column is there, that we have to apply NLP techniques. How we did it in the sentiment detection, all those techniques we have to apply. The same examples I'm using here. This I need not to explain all these things. This is removing all the punctuation, converting sentence into list of words, removing the stop words, applying Limitization, everything is same as here. So now I will now have to do all these things for my review text data again. Same one for loop I am creating for index comma row in data data filter sentence. For textual text column I am doing. So first removing all the punctuation, converting a list of words, removing stop words. So now Limitizing and converting into lowercase letters, finally adding to filter sentence. Finally I will replace in my original data set. After, when I print the data.head, starting 5 rows it will print, index starting from index 0 to 4. So now you can see a clean data I am getting after printing that one. See here, starting index 0 to 4, 5 rows. So here whatever data is all are in lowercase, no, none of the symbol is there, stop words is not there, all have been Limitized. So clean text I got. So next thing is, we have to separate our input and output column. So here from my data, the text column is my input column stored in a variable x. From my data, output column is deceptive column now. So that I will store it in a variable y. I will print my x and out y, that is input and output column. So when I print x, see here only textual data it has printed. And I print y, only 1 and 0. 1 is deceptive, sorry, 1 is means truthful, nothing but a real review. 0 means fake review. That is what we did here. So next thing is, I splitted my data set. So trying test split technique I called, I am splitting. So same 80-20 ratio, x comma y, test size 21, like 0.2 20% only, stored in extra in y and next test. Finally I printed the length of all of them. So when I print the length, This is the output I'm getting. See here in next train, out of 1596, 80% means 1276 rows taken, 20% means 320 rows it has taken. Same white train and white test also 80-20 ratio. These many rows of data is there. Next thing is the same algorithm, 6 algorithm which I used in the previous for sentiment detection. The same algorithm with same count vector TFD actorism, same pipeline I'm going to create. Same here I'm importing TFD transformer, count vectorizer, and naive Bayes algorithm I'm importing, create an object of it like that. Logistic regression, random forest classifier, KNN, decision tree classifier, SVC, all 6 algorithm object I created. Next pipeline I'm importing. Now I will create a pipeline of all of them. So model 1, model 2, model 3, model 4, model 5, model 6. So all from 6 algorithm, 6 pipelines I have created. Now I will train them. So model 1.fit extrain, only 80% of data, training data I will use in auto train. So from model 1 to model 6, all the 6 algorithm I have trained. Now I have to predict the output from the train algorithm. So model 1.predict extract will predict the output from first naive Bayes algorithm stored in a variable prediction. Now from prediction 1 to prediction 6, all the predicted output from 6 algorithm I stored. Now I have to calculate the accuracies. So from sklearn dot matrix import accuracy score I'm importing. Now accuracy score of y test prediction 1. So actual and predicted value it will compare and it will give the accuracy. Finally I will print accuracy of naive Bayes up to 2 decimal point in a percentage I'm printing like that for naive Bayes, logistic, random forest, KNN, decision tree, SVC. So all the 6 algorithm accuracy I printed. So now you can see what is the accuracy I'm getting. So from accuracy of naive Bayes is 79, logistic is 88, random forest 85, KNN is 70, decision is 67, SVC is 89.38. So among all the 6 algorithm, now also SVCs, that is support vector classifier, giving the more accuracy of 89%. So this one is my final algorithm. I have to convert into pickle model. So import joblib.dump of model 6 is my SVC. The name I am giving is different name now. So final pickle model of fake I am giving, because this is the final model I've used for fake review detection. So this, after executing this particular line, this file will be generated. This final pickle model fake whatever dot pickle you are seeing, this file will be generated after executing that line. So now I will load it back, joblib.load of stored in a variable final mode. I will predict the output, calculate the accuracy. Finally print accuracy of my final model up to 2 decimal in percentage. See here, accuracy of my final model is 89.38, which is same as the accuracy of SVC. So whatever the conversion I did, it has been done successfully. So this is what the exact backend code we written for the Yelp review fake review detection. So here after training everything, SVC, that is support vector classifier, is the algorithm which gave the more accuracy of 89%. So this will convert into pickle model so that we can directly load it in the front end. So now I've explained both a backend code we written for both a Yelp preview, that is sentiment classification, fake review classification. Both of them I explained. In both the cases, SVC, that is support vector classifier, is the algorithm which gave the more accuracy. We convert it into a pickle, that is a binary pickle model, so that we can directly load it in the front end. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you.